Hello wonderful people, it's me again. And if you're watching this video, then I'm sorry, cause it's about to get awkward. Now I'm gonna tell you a little secret about myself. It's kind of a confession. Now it might surprise you to know this about me, but I am actually a very socially awkward person. Or as most people like to call me, the weirdo. I have no idea why they call me that. But yes, I'm afraid it's true. I really struggle with being in a social situation, whether it's going to a party, meeting with friends that I haven't seen for a while, or just having to talk to new people. That's the worst one. Makes my insides squirm just thinking about it. However, if you find that, like me, you also struggle with social situations, then don't worry, I've got a few tips for you. Cha-cha. Number 1, saying hello. Now, believe it or not, for most socially awkward people out there, your nerves actually start before you even have to start making a conversation. Your nerves start going, I don't like this. That kind of makes you sort of question everything you do after that point. So my first tip is when you go up to somebody to say hello, or if they have to talk to you, don't get overly excited and overly animated because that frightens people. The best thing to do is just to walk up to them directly. If they haven't spotted you beforehand, just give them a little wave, say their name if you know it, or excuse me if you don't, and say what you need to say. Just come out with it. Sometimes what I do to help myself out is I actually plan what I'm going to say in my head first, so that when I go up to them I know what I want to say. Anyway, moving on. Number 2, having to carry on the conversation. Now if you're socially awkward like me, you know that in every conversation there's going to come a point where that person is going to stop talking and it's going to be your turn to say something.
Social awkwardness just start to bubble up inside me.
I've got nothing. I have no idea what to say. I have nothing to say to this. Don't panic, it's okay. My first tip for this moment is always listen to what that person is saying. If you've got no idea what they're going on about, that's okay. Ask them a question about it. And tip number 2 for this point, if you find that the topic of conversation is literally at its end, it can't go any further, the best thing to do is change the conversation, awkward as that sounds. If you're really struggling for something just to talk about and pull out of the air, ask them a question about themselves. That's all the tips I've got for that. Number 3, where do you stand? Some people have no idea of space awareness. There are some people in the world that have no idea where to stand. It can be too close to you, or it can be too far away. Now, obviously you can't take a ruler with you to measure how far away you are from somebody to make sure you've got the correct distance. But in my opinion, the best place to stand is actually an arm's length away. This is my space bubble, people. Number 4, saying goodbye. Now, many a time did I make the mistake at the end of a conversation with friends that I went in for the high five, but they'd already turned around and I was just kind of left there like, bye. That was literally me on the playground. Oh, I've got so many flashbacks of that. So that's my first tip. Don't go in for the high five if you're not sure you're gonna get one. If you're saying goodbye to somebody you don't know, like a stranger who you've asked for directions, or one who's come up to you because, you know, they didn't know you were socially awkward. Particularly with strangers, I find that one of the best ways to say goodbye is to say an ordinary goodbye, but say, you know, have a nice day as well. It's just a nice way to finish a conversation, I think, anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm still being awkward now. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I hope I managed to help any of you socially awkward people out there today with a couple of these little tips. If you like this video, please remember to give it a nice big thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my face and more Harry Pottery weird things that I do in the future, please remember to hit that subscribe. Also, if you want to be really techy, you can follow me on my social media. It's in the links below. Also, guys, if you've got any socially awkward stories that you feel like sharing, please write them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. But it's that time again where it's the end of the video. So, bye. Oh, no. Didn't go. Bye, guys.